In the Demon Slayer anime, the Hashiras are the most powerful, intelligent, and determined warriors. On the other side, the Upper Moons are the strongest demons, and Akaza is one of them. He's one of the strongest demons to ever exist, such as the Upper Moon 3. This makes for a truly complex character in terms of his horrible background, as well as being an incredibly strong martial artist with great speed. But what if Akaza had chosen another path? What if he never became a demon and chose the good side of being a Hashira? How would the story change? Well, I found 3 different theories about how the story could continue. And in the first theory, Hakuji, which was the human name of Akaza, was born into poverty and from childhood showed unwavering loyalty and love for his father and fiancée, Koyuki. However, life was not a bed of roses for him due to their poverty and sickly father. Due to this desperation to get money, Hakuji turned to theft, which landed him in jail and subjected him to cruel beatings at night. Although shocked by the suicide of his father and murders committed on Koyuki as well as her dad afterwards, forced Hakuji over the edge, thus transforming him into a demon under Muzan's influence in reality. Being a demon, Hakuji, now Akaza, lost most of his humanity, but kept his martial arts ability and an insatiable drive for strength, which finally made him Muzan's most dreaded agent. But the same terrible background that made Akaza into a monster implies that under different conditions, Hakuji may have become a force for good, a Hashira. Now that's just one of the theories. In the second theory, imagine a different scenario, whereby the Demon Slayer Corps found Hakuji following the murder of Koyuki and her father. Grieved and broken, Hakuji should have been given an opportunity to turn his anger and sadness into something good, shielding others from the very demons bringing about his agony. Understanding his extraordinary fighting ability, the Corps would have spotted Hakuji's promise right away. Under the direction of a mentor, probably a Hashira seeing a similar soul in him, he would start his training. The path to being a Hashira would not be simple. Hakuji would have to overcome great emotional and physical obstacles in addition to ongoing temptation for revenge. But with the correct encouragement and a fresh sense of direction, Hakuji might have surmounted these challenges and ascended to the rank among the strongest Hashira. Akaza would surely be a fierce warrior as a Hashira. Akaza distinguishes himself in the Demon Slayer Corps with his unusual ability to battle barehanded. Being good with Nichirin swords in this group denotes authority. His extraordinary martial arts abilities, especially when fighting without weapons, makes him unique among people of his age and provides us with a fresh perspective on the struggle against evil. This unconventional strategy shocks demons, and it motivates other demon slayers by demonstrating that actual power can take several forms. Sometimes referred to as martial arts breathing, Akaza's breathing pattern reveals that he has been practicing martial arts for a considerable period. By concentrating on speed, accuracy, and overwhelming force, this approach increases his physical capacity above what is typically human. With his hands alone, Akaza could combat demons knowing how to apply martial arts breathing. He employs a hard punch, combining all his force into one devastating blow, a protective stance using an opponent's strength against them, and a rapid series of attacks too much for them to handle solely by volume and accuracy. His unparalleled hand-to-hand combat prowess earned him the moniker Martial Arts Hashira. This innovative approach to fighting, also as a member of the Demon Slayer Corps, his work demonstrates how the tenacity of human spirit, discipline, and focus can overcome all. Akaza is quite talented and popular, yet his turbulent past and powerful emotions often turn others off of him. He might not be able to communicate with his fellow Hashira given his past of extreme grief and gloom. Akaza could still befriend those who have also lost a lot though. One such is the Water Hashira, Giyu Tomioka. He shares with him a similar battle with guilt and loneliness that will enable them to appreciate and comprehend one another. Another is the Flame Hashira, Kyojiro Rengoku, who is renowned for his integrity and the protection of others. He most certainly would respect Akaza's will and discipline. Conversely, Akaza's unpleasant personality and odd methods of doing things could disturb more regular Hashira, such as Sanemi Shinazugawa, the Wind Hashira, who upholds authority and brutality. Respect for one another and dedication to the purpose of the Demon Slayer Corps could assist to unite these variances over time. Akaza possesses special abilities and ideas that would help him in the continuous fight against the 12 Kizuki and Muzan Kibutsuji because he almost turned into a monster. Knowing the skills and plans inside and out of the demons, he's quite helpful in the struggle against the Upper Moons. Understanding his strength and shortcomings will enable him to create strategies to exploit them against one another, therefore shifting the balance of power to the Demon Slayer Corps. By leading an attack against Muzan using his martial arts breathing techniques, Akaza could inspire his fellow Demon Slayers to keep on even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges. Now let's see Theory 3, which is our final mind-blowing theory. In this new theory, as a Hashira, Akaza's path does not release mental suffering, though the death of his loved one Koyuki causes his history to resurface and drive him toward demon retribution. Although his need for retribution could be a great motivator, if he lets it go, he could find himself on a perilous road. particularly when Akaza confronts demons that bring back memories of his former existence. Some of his inner conflicts could show up as times of uncertainty and hesitation. He could question if he truly is seeking justice or merely getting even for his own suffering. These periods of introspection help him to have greater depth of personality and make his history feel heavier. When Akaza talks to other Hashira and develops ties with other demon slayers, he might at last find peace among all these issues. Thanks to his pals, he would be able to link the past with the present. Apart from using his employment as a Hashira to exact revenge on those who wronged him, it will also be a means of honoring the memory of those who passed away. If he altered his mind and concentrated on the greater good instead of exacting revenge on the ones who offended him, he could more fully perform his responsibility as a guardian. Akaza would leave behind, as a Hashira, a legacy of power, forgiveness, and strength. Future demon slayers will probably be inspired to try out several styles of fighting by his knowledge of martial arts and original approach to fighting, therefore enabling the core to train in more directions. His path of a man bereaved of everything to a well-known protector would be a potent illustration of how the human spirit may transcend adversity and stone. One of the more fascinating events that might occur in this other realm is Hashira Akaza might come across his demon counterpart, Upper Moon 3 Akaza. This struggle would be a collision of ideas between two interpretations of the same individual, not only a physical fight. The demon Akaza would try to impose his destructive ideas on the Hashira Akaza, driven by a desire for power and revenge. According to him, weak people ought to die and only strong people should live. With his experiences and friends' support, Hashira Akaza would reject this point of view instead. Real power, he remarked, comes from defending those unable to defend themselves, not from dictating the behavior of others. The war itself would entwine the spiritual struggle. Using his greater strength and capacity to repair himself, the demon Akaza battles with relentless aggressiveness. Conversely, Hashira Akaza would apply his refined skills, which he developed by diligence and dedication. With his martial arts breathing methods, he would be able to equal the demon's speed and strength, but his human strength and resolve would help him to prevent giving up at the end. The Akazas would urge each other to the edge as the conflict deteriorated. Since he thinks only powerful individuals deserve to live, Hashira Akaza would precisely time his attacks to offset the cruel ones of the demon Akaza. Everything he did revealed his great concern for justice and security. Using his martial arts breathing methods and the knowledge he has acquired from past events, Hashira Akaza would begin to have the upper hand. His motions would highlight his hand-to-hand fighting techniques and the peace of mind he's discovered on his vacation, even if he had become less predictable. Overwhelming his opponent physically and symbolically, Hashira Akaza would strike in the last few minutes of battle, eradicating the evil mind that had seized over him. The vanquished demon might get a flash of clarity and see the Hashira and be both astounded and comprehending. He could even be able to glimpse the road he could have chosen. Hashira Akaza would likewise have defeated the evil threatening him as soon as he beat his opponent. This triumph would enable him to completely embrace his duty as a guardian, driven by a greater good, rather than his own need for vengeance. This is a tipping point. After this battle, the Demon Slayer Corps would never forget Akaza's background. People in the future would still be motivated by his accounts of conquering both internal conflicts and external dangers. His innovative approaches to battling and road from suffering to pardon would demonstrate that there are several ways to be strong, and that even the harshest pathways may lead to illumination. Akaza's transformation from a man grieving loss into a beloved Hashira driven to defend others would demonstrate the human spirit's strength and the possibility for forgiveness even in the most trying circumstances. All things considered, Akaza's path from a martial arts master to a well-known Hashira is a potent tale of strength and forgiveness. His particular fighting technique and personal hardships highlight how resilient people can be in many other spheres, and how always seeking justice is essential. His narrative reminds us strongly that no matter how bad things are, there's always a way for those ready to fight for it. That's it for this interesting video about Akaza being a Hashira. If you want to see some other cool anime videos, click on this link that's appearing on your screen. Go ahead, click it!